What if I told you that your ego wasn't just some monster to slay, but a software that runs quietly in the background and it's not broken, it's just a little bit outdated and it might need some upgrades? And what if the way that we talk about artificial intelligence, data, pattern, memory, machine learning is actually just a mirror for how our own minds operate when we forget who we really are at our core essence? So this is a story about the ego, the glitch, the gift, the guardian, and the matrix, and why waking up doesn't just mean deleting it, but it's choosing who is in charge. The ego isn't your enemy. It is literally your avatar, and it's a survival code that's been programmed within you, your name badge in this cosmic simulation we like to call life. It's the part of you that says, I'm okay, I'm a mom, I'm a healer, I'm too much, I'm not enough. And it files your past, predicts your future, and tries to protect you from the unknown. It's not evil, it's efficient, but it's also limited because the ego is built from memory, fear, and identity, but your soul is built from mystery, presence, and expansion. So let's think about the role of the ego and why it's important in our lives. The ego is helping us function. It's teaching you how to blend in, stand out, but also be safe at the same time. And it gives you a structure to your soul's story, but it's not the author of your truth. It's the narrator that thinks that it is. It's essentially like a computer system that's been programmed by every single experience that we've had, and it's helpful in some chapters of life, but eventually you outgrow the code and it needs an upgrade. And so when you outgrow the code, that's when it gets loud and it gets defensive because it knows you're about to transcend it and it doesn't want the upgrade. Let's think of the ego as the human operating system, and let's play with this metaphor. So imagine your ego like AI, not artificial, but adaptive, and it learns from patterns that guesses your every next move. So it learns from these patterns and it's guessing your every next move. So it creates this feedback loop. And this feedback loop is like, this is who I always have been. So it must be who I am and who I always will be. But your soul doesn't loop, it leaps and it glitches the system on purpose to evolve it. So when we're living from ego, we're living from a software, not from source. And so when we wake up, we're throwing out that machine, the old software, and we're remembering that we are the ones who built it, because we tend to forget that we built this machine. So why does this all matter? You're not here just to erase the ego. You're here to learn how to reprogram it, but not only reprogram it, you're reprogramming it with love. And pausing the autopilot to ask, is this thought mine? Is this thought mine, or is it just the oldest thought that's running the system? Because the ego is going to tell you to hustle for your worth, but the soul is reminding you that you already are what you want to be and what you deserve to be. And the ego fears being seen, but the soul is here to shine. And I think we need to remember to let the ego serve, but not be the one that's in charge. And we can let it help us when it's necessary, but never let us decide, because you are not your identity. You are the intelligence behind it, the intelligence of the whole system, the creator, the builder of the system. You are the observer, the dreamer, the coder, and the cosmos all at once, happening simultaneously. So this was a short but sweet video. I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about AI and our ego and machine learning and how humans' brains are essentially like computer systems, but we created this computer system and we all have the power to be our own creator and to change our lives. So I hope if this inspired something within you or cracked you open or maybe made your ego squirm a little bit, that's great. But just remember, your soul isn't trying to erase who you've been. It's inviting you to remember who you've always are as this infinite, expansive being, this conscious being. You are consciousness, and consciousness is all there is and all there ever will be. And if this landed with you, please subscribe or comment or send it to a friend who needs help with identifying their old software and might needs a little bit of reprogramming. Breathe in, breathe out, and remember, you're not broken, you're just rebooting.